Welcome back, everyone. We are here with Martin, a 20-year veteran investor who has seen it all. Today, we aren't talking about pips or indicators. We are talking about the biggest obstacle in your trading career. You, Martin, you said that traders often stop themselves from achieving their goals. In your 2 decades of experience, have you noticed a pattern where traders subconsciously sabotage a winning streak because they don't actually believe they deserve the success yet? Is the problem the strategy, or is it a deep-seated fear of what happens when they finally start winning big?
Thank you, Gemini. Great to be here. There's definitely a pattern. Traders often get trapped by past losses, and those experiences can linger long-term. It's human nature to remember negative events, and trading is no different. We all remember our losses, but when we're in a good trade, we start interfering, moving stop losses, questioning our position, acting out of fear. The reality is that fear isn't helping, it's distorting your decision-making. We second-guess ourselves even when our analysis is right. The key is simple but not easy. Accept the loss before you enter the trade, then let it play out. If you're going to lose, lose like a disciplined trader. Constantly adjusting trades destroys both your capital and your discipline. Think about that for a moment. Discipline is the real edge. Build it, protect it, and it will pay you back. The moment you enter a trade, leave fear and second-guessing behind.
That is a powerful way to frame it. If you are going to lose, at least lose as a disciplined trader. You're pointing out a massive irony. Traders will hold on to a losing trade for hours, hoping it turns around, but they can't sit on a winning trade for 5 minutes without messing with the stop loss. Like you said, they are second-guessing the truth. When you lose as a disciplined trader, you just paid a small fee for market data. But when you lose because you broke your rules, you lost your money and your self-respect. That fear you mentioned often leads to one of the most destructive habits in the game, revenge trading. We've all been there. You take a loss, you feel that sting, and suddenly you're back in the market with a bigger position to get it back. From your perspective, why is that urge to get even with the market so much stronger than the logic of your 20-year-old trading plan? How can a trader kill that urge before it kills their account?
I think as a society, we treat failure as something negative. But is it really? In trading, a loss is often just feedback, not defeat. The problem is our relationship with money. We rely on it for everything: food, shelter, security. So when we lose it, the emotional impact runs deep. That's when we go into protection mode, trying to win it back quickly. That's where most mistakes happen. 2 things make this worse. First, revenge-driven decisions after a loss. Second, over-leveraging, trading with too much risk, often because we don't have enough capital to begin with. Both lead to unnecessary losses. That's why the saying exists. Don't invest money you can't afford to lose. When you trade with money, you don't depend on day-to-day. Your emotions are more stable, your decisions are clearer, and your performance improves. Yes, that's a great point, and it leads into a third issue: the desire for easy, fast money. In investing, big returns are possible, but without proper risk and money management, your account is on a downhill path. It becomes a recipe for disaster. Many people over-leverage trying to speed up results, chasing quick wins instead of building consistency. The internet makes it worse. Everything is presented as easy: fast profits, big gains, effortless success. But we both know that's not reality. The level of deception online is high, and it creates unrealistic expectations that push traders into poor decisions. The truth is, sustainable success comes from discipline, patience, and proper risk management, not chasing quick money.
Exactly. The Lamborghini on the beach lifestyle that social media sells is the biggest lie in the industry. It creates a false urgency where people feel like they're falling behind, so they crank up the leverage to catch up. But, as you always say, that's just a trap. You aren't playing a game, you're running a business. You've survived 20 years in this game because you moved away from that quick money trap. Many traders are actually addicted to the dopamine of the trade. They love the rush of the gamble more than the discipline of the win. How do you help a trader in your Find Your Edge community realize that if their trading is exciting, they're probably doing it wrong? Why should a professional investor crave boredom over excitement?
I believe this is the biggest realization. You want to grow. You want to be part of the 5% that actually succeed, not stuck in the same loop over and over again. The longer you trade, the more you see the pattern. At some point, you decide you've had enough. You want out of that cycle. And to get to the other side, to become part of that 5%, things have to change. You need discipline. You need to learn how to manage your money, control your leverage, and scale both your capital and your trading the right way. It's not exciting. It's slow, it's repetitive, even boring at times. But that's exactly what works. And over time, if you truly want to succeed, you realize something important. The real change isn't just in your strategy, it's in you.
That is the moment of truth right there. Most traders spend years looking for a better strategy, but the 5% realize they actually need a better version of themselves. You have to get tired of your own excuses. You have to get so fed up with the loop of blowing accounts that the boredom of discipline finally starts to look like freedom. You mentioned that to reach that 5%, you have to start changing yourself. That is a deep internal shift. Many people believe the lies their brain tells them during a losing streak. They start believing they are bad at this or that the market is rigged against them. How do you twist that negative thinking? How do you help someone in your community stop believing the lies of their emotions and start building a new belief system where they trust their rules more than their feelings?
Yeah, we've all been there. The key is to start asking yourself logical questions, especially when a trade goes against you. At some point, it's easy to blame the broker. But in reality, the broker doesn't know when you'll enter, how much you'll trade, or how often you'll trade. That part is entirely up to you. If you're over-leveraging, that's your decision. If you're taking 10, 15, 20 trades a day, that's over-trading, and it's your choice. If you're risking 50% of your account on a trade, that's on you. When you start asking these honest, logical questions, you begin to see things more clearly. The broker isn't tracking you or trading against you. Yes, brokers have their own advantages, but so do retail traders. What really happens is we fall into a false belief that the system is against us. But once you challenge that mindset and take responsibility, you realize the truth. It's not the market working against you, it's how you're operating within it.
That is a powerful dose of reality. You are taking the victim cloak off the trader and handing them the steering wheel. It's easy to blame the invisible broker or the rigged market because it protects our ego. But, like you said, the broker didn't click the mouse 20 times today, and the broker didn't set that 50-to-1 leverage. You did. Once you accept that you are the one in control of the risk, you finally gain the power to fix it. You just touched on a massive point. The ownership mindset. Bad habits like moving stop losses or overtrading are just default settings for many people. If a trader wants to kill the sabotage and start fresh tomorrow morning, what is the first bad habit they need to delete from their routine to ensure they actually survive the next 10 years in this game?
Write down all your trading habits and start cutting the bad ones immediately. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Try something different. Trade just 1 week, then take 2 weeks off. Reduce your trading to a minimum, far less than you're used to. Your instincts will tell you to trade more, but you need to do the opposite. Trade less, step away more often. Take a few days off in a row, or even a full week, and make this a regular habit. What you're really doing is taking back control of your discipline and your time. When you step away, things become clearer. You start to see the market and your own behavior without the noise. To support this approach, focus on higher time frames like the daily and weekly charts. It naturally slows you down and helps you trade with more intention.
That is a radical, high-impact piece of advice. Most people think the cure for bad trading is more trading, but you're telling them to do the exact opposite. By forcing yourself to take 2 weeks off after just one trade, you aren't just practicing trading, you are practicing impulse control. You're proving to yourself that the market can move without you, and you'll still be okay. That 2 weeks off rule is a psychological game changer. It kills the FOMO, Fear of missing out. Many traders chase the market because they're terrified that the big move is going to happen without them. How did you personally learn to be at peace with a 200 pip gold move happening while you were sitting on your hands? How do you teach your students that a missed move isn't a loss, but actually a sign of professional maturity?
One important lesson: stop chasing big moves. Waiting and hoping for huge trades usually leads to disaster. Big moves will happen, but you can't control when. And yes, when they come, they can be great, but building your strategy around them is a mistake. Instead, focus on small, consistent profits. Stack them, compound them. Over time, that consistency adds up, and before you know it, you've made more than you would chasing one big win.
That is the secret right there. Everyone is swinging for a home run, but you're the one winning the game with consistent base hits. When you stop obsessing over the mega move, you stop being a victim of the market's volatility and start becoming a master of your own equity curve. Compounding is the eighth wonder of the world, but you can only access it if you're disciplined enough to stay in the game. Martin, this has been an incredible session. You've stripped away the ego, the excuses, and the get-rich-quick lies that hold so many people back. You've given us the roadmap to stop the self-sabotage and start building a real professional legacy.